Cleaning one's house for Shabbos. The Alter Rebbe records in chapter 262, halacha 1, that one is to clean and tidy all matters of his house, so that when he comes home from shul, the house is found clean and organized. As coming home to a clean and organized home is included within the mitzvah of Kavod Shabbos, of honoring Shabbos. Thus, this is the source of Minhag Yisrael, to clean and tidy the house for Shabbos. Detailed forms of cleaning are not delineated in the Shulchan Aruch. The Aruch HaShulchan writes that the floors are to be swept and cleaned, and do all other forms of tidying within the home that it be clean. The Kaf HaChaim records that when cleaning the house for Shabbos, one should mention specifically that he is doing so l'chvod Shabbos, in honor of Shabbos. As we've explained in the past, that saying this statement draws down the kedusha of Shabbos to the item. One form of tidying that is mentioned explicitly in Shulchan Aruch is regarding removing cobwebs. The Alter Rebbe records in that Sif that it's proper for one to clear his house of cobwebs before Shabbos, in order someone's house is clean in honor of Shabbos. Many people attribute different segulas to removing the cobwebs, such as Shalom Bayis, but the reason mentioned in Shulchan Aruch is simply out of honoring Shabbos, to tidy the home and make it look nice. Of the importance of cleaning the house, it's recorded in the Mishnah Brura, chapter 262, halacha 3, based on the Gemara in Shabbos, page 119b, that every person is escorted by two angels upon returning home from shul. One good angel and one bad angel. And the Gemara says that if the house is found to be clean and tidy, prepared for Shabbos, the evil angel is forced into blessing the home. If, however, the opposite is found, then the good angel ends up giving the opposite of blessing. So we see that the angels actually look into the tidiness and cleanliness of the house on Shabbos. It's for this reason that the Alter Rebbe records in Sif Beis, in chapter 262, that also during Shabbos itself this halacha applies. That one is to beware at the night and day meal. He is to be careful not to dirty the floor by throwing food remnants on the floor, and if food remnant fell on the floor, then it is to be swept after the meal. The reason brought down for this in the Darkei Moshe, brought also in the Magen Avraham, is because leaving a dirty floor will cause the escorting Shabbos angels to desire to leave the home. So thus keeping a clean home is not only an Erev Shabbos act, but is an act that should escort us throughout Shabbos. And one should therefore try to clean the table and clean the floors immediately after the Shabbos meal, and not leave the table dirty or the floor dirty. When on Erev Shabbos, one emphasize the time of spending to clean and tidy the home. In the morning, the afternoon, closer to Shabbos. So the Kaf HaChaim records, and it's recorded also in the Shari Tshuva in the name of the Birkei Yosef, the Chidah, that one should do so close to Plag HaMincha, which is about an hour and a half before Shabbos, before Shkia, as opposed to the morning, or too close to Shabbos. And the reason for this is, when you do it by Plag HaMincha, number one, the cleanliness remains longer. There isn't as much of an interval. And number two, it's evident to all that you're doing it for the sake of Shabbos. Obviously, if one is unable to, you can do it at a prior time, but this is, again, the initial ideal time as brought in Pesach. Regarding removing cobwebs, if one forgot to remove the cobwebs before Shabbos, they may be removed on Shabbos itself. So there's two issues that are present here. One is an issue of muktzah, and one is possibly an issue of seiser, of destroy. Regarding muktzah, cobwebs are muktzah. And thus they retain all muktzah regulations. They may not be removed with a broom and the like, unless one uses a shino in irregularity when doing so. If they have become repulsive to oneself or when guests and one's embarrassed to have them in the room, then it has a din of graf shel re'i, of a repulsive item, and may be removed even without an irregularity. So you'd be able in such a case to use a broom. This follows the ruling of Shlomo Zalman Auerbach in Shmir Shabbos Kilchasa and the Betzel HaChochma. However, there are poskim recorded in the Kaf HaChaim that argue that although one can circumvent the muksa restrictions. Nevertheless, breaking a cobweb on Shabbos involves the issur of destroying of saisa, and therefore even using the regularity of shine would not suffice, it would not help. Hence, in summary, destroying cobwebs on Shabbos is disputed amongst the poskim if allowed, and according to all, is forbidden to do regularly in a normal situation.